Sure.
Nam, so first of all, could you just introduce yourself a little bit?
Okay.
What's your name? Where are you from? What do you do?
Okay. Xin chào tất cả các bạn, mình tên là Nam. Hi guys, my name is Mr. Nam, đẹp trai nhất Việt Nam. There's only one đẹp trai nhất Việt Nam. Alright, I'm a YouTuber, TikToker, whatever. I'm a social media influencer, and I'm also a businessman. And I'm all the way from Nigeria, Africa. And I've been living in Vietnam for the past 12, 13 years now. So that's basically a brief introduction of who I am.
And how long? What brought you to Saigon? What brought you here?
It was fate. It was just fate. That's what I consider it to be, because just like I usually say in my interviews, I think it was just destiny. Vietnam chose me. No, I didn't choose Vietnam. It was not even planned for me to live here. So it was just one of those trips. I've just recently lost my mom a couple of years back, and I was just lost. And then one of my friends pushed me to travel. We traveled to Dubai, to Singapore, and then we decided to come to Vietnam for a visit. And the first time I came here, I didn't like it. I hated everybody here because I couldn't understand the thing. And everybody was just getting on my nerves. I was ripped when I went to buy things, and I lost my wallet, I lost my bike, I lost so many things the first trip I came here. So I swore that I was never coming back to the country. And then a few months down the line after I left, I got like a job offer. One of my friends asked me if I wanted to like teach in English schools here. So I felt like, okay, back to this country again. He said, oh, don't worry about it, I will help you. I said, okay, fine. Then I came back, started teaching in an English center. That was what kept me going for a couple of months until I started getting like requests and people calling me all the way from my country to ask me what I'm doing here and if I could help them to buy some stuff and send to them back home. I was like, what kind of stuff? Because I didn't really know much about the business. So some would send me like eyelashes or floor tiles or clothing or shoes or stuff like that. So I started doing the business like that, and before you know it, it became a company. So in 2013, I established my first company here in Vietnam, export company. I was exporting Vietnamese goods to different parts of Africa. So that was what gave birth to my company, and by that time I was already getting pissed with teaching. I was just over teaching. I just couldn't do it anymore because I hated the job. So I had to stop teaching and concentrated fully on my business. And how many years down the line, I think I've been very fortunate in my business, and acting has always been a part of me because professionally I went to school. I was trained as a professional actor. So I went from acting in big movies back home in Nigeria to managing productions. I went to study about movie production management as well. So I was doing that, but when I came to Vietnam, I couldn't get a job because of language barriers and racial and skin differences, and there's a whole lot of odds against me getting a movie role here. So I went to a couple of auditions, but it was very obvious that I'm never gonna get into the movie industry here. So I had to console myself with that. That it's not meant to be. So what I did was continue doing the business that I was making money from until I was able to be able to afford the equipment to make movies and to do what I intended, what I wanted to do, which was making movies and doing things that I love. So a lot of people were already calling me, and even my colleagues back home were asking me, okay, even if you don't want to do movies, why don't you like get into YouTube and create your own stuff and put your creativity to work? And that was exactly what I did in 2019 when after I got my equipment. I started doing some music covers, cover some Vietnamese songs. I'll make the video and then just post it to my friends and ask them, how do you think? They say, oh, cool. I didn't even worry about how many people were viewing it. As long as my friends loved it, my Vietnamese friends, they say, oh, you did a good job, great. I say, fine. So the next 2 weeks, I'll go and do another song and cover another song. Even though the songs were being like restricted because I couldn't make money from it, but the people that owns the song were making money from the videos that I was doing. But I didn't care because I was actually not in it for the money, to be honest. You know, it's like a cliche. Why would you be doing it if not for the money? Yeah, I didn't go into producing these things because I was actually, I felt like if I was doing what I love and if I was putting an effort into it, I could make money from it. So my aim was to be good at what I do, and then let fate take its course and reward me if it thinks that it's worthy to be rewarded. So that was how I got into YouTube and started producing my stuff, and it took a while. It took a couple of months until I decided to go into acting fully. So I created this series I called Welcome to Vietnam. So basically Welcome to Vietnam was it was just like give a background to my journey to Vietnam and how I came to Vietnam and all the things that I passed through, the experiences and the discriminations and the difficulties that I encountered while I was trying to settle in Vietnam. So I wrote the script. It was about 12 or 13 episodes. So I started filming. I called for auditions. So many Vietnamese responded, and from those people that responded, I picked out 2 guys that started working with me, with my camera guy as well. So we started filming. First episode, second episode, we were getting 200 views, 100 views, or 150 views. I didn't care. To be honest, I didn't care. I just kept doing filming, writing scripts, filming, editing. I was doing all of them by myself. Then I think the third episode, that was when I filmed the Hobbit Lawn episode. So after that, I was just in my office one day, and then one of my boys called me and said, can you check the YouTube channel? I said, what's going on? Did they ban my channel? He said, no, but just check the YouTube channel and see what is going on. Mate, my channel was blowing up. I was like getting all these views, and I was like, what's going on? Said the video has gone viral, and then I went from having 150 views, 200 views to having 3,000 views and 10,000 views. By the time you knew it, the video was going 500,000 views, even 1 million views. So that was how the whole thing picked up. So I even at 1 million views, I still, nothing changed about me, because the same passion I had while I was doing it with 10 views or 20 views, that was the same passion I had. It didn't like change my perspective or change the direction that I wanted to go, because I was doing it for a purpose. So I kept writing script and filming and shooting and publishing videos until all this publicity and people were calling me, press. There's so many things were happening at the same time. So that 2019 was my breakthrough year in YouTubing. So after that, I think every other thing just fell into place. And though recently I've been kind of lazy making videos, because people forget that I also have to work and make money and manage my company, my business. And if I may tell you, YouTube, I didn't get monetized for 1 year of making YouTube videos. So all the videos, all the views I had on my first year, all the successes that I had, millions of views, I didn't get a dime for them. Nothing. I only got monetized like almost a year after I started making YouTube videos. At that time, I wasn't even bothered. Whatever comes, comes. So that was how I saw it. And I'm glad that everything is happening for a good reason. And if there's any little impact that I made in the society, I'm grateful for that. And that's what motivates me to keep doing what I'm doing. If I can help in any way to let people know about Vietnam and how Vietnam has really impacted my life and changed my perspective about how people view other countries, because so many things I heard about this country before coming here weren't true until I got into Vietnamese people, until I started learning the language and trying to understand these people and their culture, their way of life. I started to adapt and adjust and begin to appreciate the people, because I think it was lost in translation the way I felt when I came here the first time, because I didn't understand nothing. But by the time I was here, and then especially when I started learning the language and began to communicate with the people, I started feeling very overwhelmed by the love and the friendliness of the people, and that's why I've never left. I've always told people that I've lived in Ho Chi Minh City more than I've ever lived in any city in my life. That tells you a lot, right?
And what are the best things about living in Ho Chi Minh City? If you were to name a few things, what do you think are the best things for you about living here?
Do you have all the time? The thing is, I could go on and on eulogizing about how beautiful Vietnam is, even to a point. I think a lot of people, there was some videos I made and people were like, I think you're being paid by the government to promote this country. I was like, I wish. I wish I'm being paid. That would make it more fun, because it's like playing soccer for me and getting paid to play soccer. You know, playing football is something that I pay money to play football. So if I'm getting paid to play football, that's a bonus, right? So I love this country, and like I always say, it sounds like a cliche for some foreigners to say I love this country, but they don't understand what it means to love somebody or to love the country. It goes way beyond, and that's coming from a black man like me, you know, because I've been to so many countries, and I can tell you the discrimination that I've faced in so many places, and it doesn't also excuse the fact that I've also faced discrimination in Vietnam. But then you have to understand, how do you quantify something? If it's just a very few people, just minority, that's quite understandable. But I've felt nothing but love and admiration and respect in majority of the places that I've been to in Vietnam. Yeah, here and there might be a couple of not jobs like that can come up with some racist remarks and say some stupid stuff. And even on my channel, I've even made a video about the anti-fan and all the hate messages that I've received, and people telling me Vietnam don't want black people, you go back to your shithole country where you came from. Excuse my vulgar language, but I've also faced those things, you know. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist in Vietnam, but to compare with other countries that I've been to, man, it's you can't even compare. I've have nothing but love and appreciation to from Vietnamese and from people I don't even know. You know, if I begin to give you instances, maybe this video might be 2 hours, but I've had like I've had like a whole lot of files that I can open up and tell you this is my experiences, and I've loved every bit of it. To be honest, I told somebody, one of my cousins was calling me that, oh, what are you doing there? You should leave Vietnam, come to the States and live in the States. I have a whole big house here that you can stay. I said, keep your States. I'm home here. This is my home. I'm not going anywhere. So it's refreshing to see that you could actually love a place more than your place. I mean, it sounds crazy, but it's true. I mean, I've traveled, and whenever I travel, even to my own country now, I can't wait to get back here. Seriously, if people don't understand it, when I'm on the flights coming back, I feel such peace that I'm going back home. It's weird, but it's true. That's how I've always felt about Vietnam, and nothing changes that.
Is there anything that you would like to potentially change about Saigon or Vietnam, or things that you think you would like to see adapted in the future, or things that you don't like as much?
Yeah, of course. But, you know, like in every place there can there is no way you say there are not things that you wish could be altered or that could change to, you know, help improve the place. So for me, there are so many things that also need to improve in Vietnam, not just in Saigon, in Vietnam as in general. You know, there are people who have good intentions to live here. There are people who love this country, and everything is not about money. So I've seen people who say stupid stuff about the country, but at the same time, if they've got money, they get a pass. But then if you are living in the country and they think, oh, you're not as wealthy as this person, and then you don't get the preferential treatment. So some of those things, I feel it discourages people who have good intentions for the country to begin to question their loyalty and begin to question if their mindset is at the right place, if what they are doing is even being overlooked because they've not got all the money. You know, like if you go on those like foreign Facebook groups where you see a lot of people think, oh, if you've got money you can get anything done. But if you want to do it, if you want to be honest, if you want to be genuine, sometimes it takes a longer time. And for you being very honest and truthful about how you feel and wanting to do things the right way, it might discourage you. But people who are doing it the wrong way might get their way because they feel like if they go through the right way, they don't get it done. So that's some kind of things that I will also like change. And the stereotypes about black people or African people or let's just say the black community in general, it can be improved upon. You know what I mean? It can be, there can be improvements on the way, the perspective of the Vietnamese people towards and the way they relate to the African community. It can be improved upon because from experience I've seen a lot of things that I wish, you know, when you're telling people outside that Vietnam is this and Vietnam is that, and you feel so happy to live here, and then some things comes up like this that really makes you begin to question, am I even doing the right thing? How do I even convince my people or the people that I'm telling that Vietnam is not a racist country? But then you begin to see some questionable characters and things that makes you begin to wonder, am I even doing the right thing?
Particularly jobs and things like that.
Jobs and things like that, even teaching jobs, even the way that if you're going for a teaching job, not just a teaching job, any job in particular, if you some people outrightly tell you that if you're black, don't even apply. Yeah, it happens here. Some people actually tell you that if you're black, some people might even read your emails, and once you show up and they see you black, they say, oh, sorry, this job is not available anymore.
Yeah, you could have all the qualifications.
You can have all the qualifications. Like it's happened to a lot of my friends as well. You know, I'm not saying that every school does that, but there are schools that do that, and it's very unfair. Those are the things that I feel like if those things can be rectified, if those things can be looked at, and if the perpetrators can be punished or be reprimanded, that will send a message to other schools that if somebody is qualified, you hire them, irrespective of their color. But I've also heard the arguments of some schools that it's not them, it's the parents, that the parents don't feel comfortable having the black teachers. You know, it's a whole lot of things that I don't know where you want to change it from, but it's something that breaks my heart that I am from this community, but I love this country, and I wouldn't want to be in a situation where I'm made to pick and choose. Do you understand what I mean? Because this is a country I love so much, and these are the community that I belong to. And if those two places, those two people are having like an argument, how do you, if your mom and your dad are fighting, who do you support?
Yeah, it could be difficult, right? If one of your friends came over and you were looking to find them a job or something, and they've got to deal with that. Yeah,
They've got to deal with that, and it breaks my heart, because it's something that I wish I can beat my chest and say it doesn't happen here, but I trust me, it does happen.
I'm just